What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Mail Call. One more closer to 100, and yet another episode about Jeff Hardy himself. This is like, what, the third in a row, I think, where we've got a new Jeff Hardy figure coming out. I'm going to find my box cutter because this is not going to work. Alright, I think we got it, but again, really, thank you to Mattel for just continuing to release these Jeff Hardy figures one after another. Got some paper in there, but we don't care about that, so let's get rid of it. Inside, though, if I can get it, we have the Elite. My God, it's really wedged in there. Actually, a little bit damaged, but we've got the Elite 57 Jeff Hardy. This is another Jeff without the face paint, just a bare bones sort of Jeff Hardy, no face paint, and no, sculpted on a tank top for the first time in, actually the first Elite Jeff without a no sculpted top, because the Elite one had one, the Entrance Greats had one, and the Epic Moments had one. So this is the first one where you get the full tattoo and everything. Of course, he comes with his t-shirt and whatnot. We're probably going to be comparing these with the other Jeffs that have come out, which is going to be really interesting to do because there were some similar parts reused and whatnot that we're going to be comparing, and then I might even do some swaps, but we'll see. We'll get to that. But here he is. But for as much as I actually love the new packaging with just how simple it is, it's really my favorite one since maybe the first set that came out. We're going to get him out of it and take a closer look at the Elite 57 Jeff Hardy. Here we have all of the newly released Jeff Hardy figures all together. On the left, we have the Epic Moments that, of course, came with Matt Hardy, based off his Wrestlemania attire. On the right, we have the Entrance Greats, and then in the middle, we have the brand new Elite 57. So taking a look at the Elite 57 accessory, comes with a Reborn by Fate tank top that is rubber, or plastic, I should say, so it's not the soft material, just slides right onto them, similar to all the tank top molds that they use for previous figures. You know, I think it does say something on the back. It says Hardy Boys, if you can see right there. But when you look at the actual Elite 57 figure, first off, I can actually kind of see, I don't know if it's the way that I have it posed, but it does kind of look a little bit shorter than the other two. I think that's just the way I have the Entrance Great standing. It's kind of slanted over, but looking at the head scan, it is the same as the Epic Moments. You can tell, I think maybe certain parts of it might be painted differently. Even down to the blue earrings, it is the same as the Epic Moments. I don't think much is different. If you kind of do take a closer look, their facial expression, maybe the way the eye is painted, it does look a little bit different, but they are indeed the same mold and probably the same exact paint application. But the interesting thing about the Elite 57 Jeff, which is why we take these two down, is that this is the first Mattel Jeff to come out where you can take a full look at his tattoo on his back, and you can see the dragon there. Looks really great. Let me actually lift up his arm so you can get a better look. There is a lot of detail going on right there. It reminds me a lot of the, what is it, the Elite 33 Batista? I don't think it was Elite 30, but that tattoo was super detailed. There was a lot going on, just like this one. You got the green from the dragon all over. It looks really, really great. Very, very detailed. Even comes onto the stomach a little bit. Then you've got the Hardy Boys logo on his back, and then on his shoulder, you have his tattoo that's actually on the Entrance Greats, I believe. And I believe the right shoulder, which, of course, both of these figures have the same tattoo. The Elite 57 definitely does reuse the Entrance Greats. I don't think it's newly painted. In fact, maybe it's just me, but the Elite 57 shoulders are actually kind of a different color than the skin tone of the Elite 57 figure. But maybe that's just me, but I kind of noticed that. We're going to go ahead and stand all these guys up now so we can compare the torsos. So looking at their torsos, you can see that the Entrance Greats and the Epic Moments have the same torso, the tank top mold. Now the Epic Moments does have the painted on t-shirt underneath, so it kind of looks like he has a long sleeve t-shirt, but it is just the same mold. As for the Elite 57 though, his torso is actually like the Curtis Axel or Road Dogg or Usos, whichever one, or even Matt Hardy mold. They are the same, and I like that choice actually. I'm glad they didn't go with the Daniel Bryan. I feel like maybe that's just a little bit too small. I don't think it's terrible, but I definitely prefer this torso for Jeff. Looking at the Elite 57 arms, I think they are the same as the Entrance Greats, and then the lower body molds are all the same, but the belt on the Elite 57 is a little bit different. So these Jeff figures definitely do share a lot of similarities. But for me personally, I really just like the Elite 57 more than the other two, and I can put his tank top back on, and I'm not sure why. I put it on the wrong way. I just think I prefer Jeff without the tank top a little bit more. It's a really interesting look. It stands out from the other two. I mean, they all stand out individually, but it is a really great figure. So if you're trying to get one of these Jeff figures, if I have to recommend one, if we're going off price and rarity maybe, because I think the Epic Moments is going to be hard to find at retail. Everybody's going to be getting that. I mean, everybody's going to be getting all the Jeff figures, but because it's just an Elite and it's going to be $20, it's going to be probably cheaper than the entrance grades. I'm going to say get the Elite 57 Jeff over both of these. Now, that's not saying the other two still aren't great figures. They are great, really good actually. I just personally prefer the Elite 57 more than the other two, but that does it for the Jeff Hardy reviews. Again, get the Elite 57, get the Epic Moments, get the entrance grades. They're all fantastic figures. But I actually have some customizing that I want to do, and I haven't done customizing on Mail Call in so long, but I recently just got some more figures that I actually didn't unbox that I want to show you guys. So let's go ahead and move on from the Jeffs, even though maybe I might be doing some swaps onto the entrance grades figures. And let's go ahead and take a look at my other new figures that I got. So these aren't really new figures necessarily, but they're ones that I've wanted for a pretty good amount of time, especially Ellsworth. Obviously, he's now gone from WWE, but I saw his figure on Amazon. In fact, I think all of these were like a little bit under 20, like maybe Owens was 17, Miz was 18, and Ellsworth was like 19 or 20 or something, but I wanted to get all three of these, Ellsworth especially though, because I think it's an awesome figure, and it's just so unique because all the molding and everything, like to the arms and the torso, it's all new, so that's awesome. Also got that Miz figure on the left. Needed a new Miz because my other one, the arm is about to snap off, and I'm not sure why. I didn't even try to swap it, but I needed a new one, especially for how much I've really come on to liking the Miz as of late, and he's been one of my least favorite wrestlers over the past few years, but now he's been doing a great job, so I decided to get another one of him. But in the middle there we have another Kevin Owens Elite. I needed a new one. I hadn't gotten one for maybe over a year, and I really like the Kevin Owens show look from when he was the Universal Champion, but we're going to be doing some fixing up on him. I've got to swap these arms onto him from my other Kevin Owens Elite. These are much smaller, as you can tell if I can fix the focus right there, and they're way more realistic. The ones that come on the Elite Owens in the middle right there are just way too big. It's like even bigger than the Triple H mold. I never understood why they did that, so I'm going to be swapping the arms, but I also have some AJ Styles fix-ups that I want to do and also get your guys' opinions on. So as you can see here, we have three very awesome AJ Styles figures. On the right was the custom that Jesus made me. On the left is the one that Jesus traded me, but I think it was actually made by J-Rain, if I am correct. And then in the middle, we have the 33 AJ Styles. And they're all great figures. However, I do personally prefer this newer AJ Styles head scan mold over all of them. Obviously, it is more accurate with the longer hair, and so what I wanted to do was experiment a little bit and see which AJ head scan fits best onto which AJ figure in the back. As much as I like the blue, I just personally prefer the attires in the back. Personally, my favorite is the one on the right, but I want to experiment swapping the longer hair AJ head scan onto all of them, see which looks best, get your guys' opinion on it and your feedback, and then I'll probably end up keeping it on the one you guys think is best. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Haven't done customizing in actually a pretty long time, but I'm excited to do it. I will eventually be turning this sort of customizing portion of Mail Call into its own series, just not right now, but I wanted to put it into this episode because just a little bit short with the Jeff Hardy figure. But let's go ahead, do some swaps, see what looks best, and also fix up that Kevin Owens figure. And let's do that right now. We're gonna start things off with the Kevin Owens swap. This is probably the easiest one of the bunch. We're just going to be swapping the larger arms with the smaller ones on my older Owens Elite, which should be fairly simple. Of course, I personally prefer using a blow dryer, and you can just do it for like 20, 30 seconds, whatever, maybe 15 if it's just something really small, but I'll have it sped up faster so it doesn't waste your guys' time. This should be good for Owens, the first one. Now, the way I do it is I try to bend it out like that, which is not the most effective way. In fact, you're way more likely to have the shoulder peg snap if you do it like that. I've been doing it like that since I started customizing, but we're going to go ahead and get started on the second Owens. Again, this is not the recommended way. Here we go, we're now going to put on the brand new arms and see what it looks like afterwards. They do fit on, which of course is great. can already tell it looks great, but we're going to go ahead and save this for the end result, and we could take a closer look. Let's go ahead now and do some of the Jeff Hardy swaps that I was talking about. So what I want to do is swap these two head scans, the new Elite 57 and the entrance grates, and I just want to see what it looks like. I don't think I'm going to be keeping it on there. I just personally am not the biggest fan of the green face painted Hardy. I think it's cool, don't get me wrong. I just prefer the more normal, non-face painted version of Hardy, so I'm just going to swap them and experiment a little bit and see how it turns out. Alright, that should be just about good. Here we have, we're going to go ahead and pop this one off. Try not to break the peg, of course, because these Hardy figures are fairly valuable. This was kind of a harder one. I had to reheat it, but there you go. Alright, we're going to go ahead and swap it. Let me actually fix the focus here a little bit so we can get a better look. Alright, there we have the entrance grates with the new head, and then we're going to go ahead and pop the entrance grates head scan onto the Elite 57, and again we will take a closer look at it. So obviously I'm going to be swapping this AJ head scan onto the rest of these three, but I just thought about it, and filming me swapping each one and then taking it back off and then putting it back on 3 different times, it's kind of going to take a while. So what I'm going to do is just swap it, and then I'll talk about each one individually with the new head scan, see which one you guys like best, and then after we get into the AJs, I'll show off the Owens and the Jeff, which I think look really great. So we're going to go ahead, swap these AJs, and I'll skip ahead to when they're actually swapped on, and we can see which one looks best on which AJ figure. So here we have the custom white version of AJ, and it does look good. I like how this head fits on this body. The thing is, it's a little bit loose because of the longer neck peg that's in there. I forgot that the AJ with the screaming face had the longer neck peg, so it does kind of sit a little bit high and is kind of a bobbly head, which does bother me. But if you look at it just completely with this attire, I think it's awesome. Maybe if I do swap the neck peg, just crack the torso open, it would look even better. But as far as it stands right now, let me fix that. It's kind of disappointing. I still like how it looks, but I think there might be some better ones coming up. But here we go. Here's the first one. Now here we have the Wrestlemania 33, and I think this looks way better than the last one. I prefer the attire on the last custom that we showed off. I still love the Wrestlemania 33 one, but I think this one just fits a little bit more, and I'm not sure why. The head fits on there perfectly. It's not too high, it's not too low. It just looks really, really well, and I think the Wrestlemania 33 figure would have been absolutely perfect had it come with this head scan originally, but this came out a while ago, so I'm not going to complain. Still though, I think I might be keeping it on here, but here's number 2. Now let's move on to number 3. Here we have the No Mercy one, and this one looks really great as well. I don't really know which one I like more. It's either the Wrestlemania 33 or this one, because they both look, I think, better than the custom and better than the original AJ that it came with. I'm really not sure which one I like more. I can give you guys a full look with the body and everything. It definitely suits this custom really well, and I think it makes it look even better overall. But I'll have a still image probably on the screen right now of all of the fix-ups. You guys let me know down in the comments which one you prefer the most. Should I put it onto the Wrestle Kingdom style custom, the No Mercy one, the original, or the Wrestlemania 33? So let me know down below. I don't know which one I want more, but it's definitely a toss-up between this and the Wrestlemania 33 one. But let's go ahead and move on now finally to the Jeff and Kevin Owens fix-ups. So the thing is, I really like how the entrance grates looks with the new non-face painted head scan, but in terms of the Elite 57 with the entrance grates head scan, I'm not really a fan of it. I don't really think it fits. I might end up swapping maybe like one of my Jack's non-painted head scans onto this one. I'm not really sure, but I do want to keep this, but I feel bad for neglecting the new Elite 57 body and figure that just came out, so I'm really torn on this one. But let me know what you guys think down below, though. I really do like how this one came out. And then as for Owens right here, these smaller arms just improves the figure overall, brings everything together, makes it look way more realistic, and it makes the figure overall just so much better and more accurate. I do love this swap a lot. I might swap the left hand because you can see that there's kind of just a little bit of chipping going on, so maybe I'll end up swapping that hand because it's kind of getting on my nerves. But overall, the Owens is definitely way better. This Hardy is very awesome. And let me see if I can get that AJ. Here he is over here. all three of these looking great. But that's going to do it for this episode of Mail Call, sort of like an older one where we did some customizing towards the end, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Again, let me know what you guys think of these fix-ups down below in the comments, and as always, stay tuned to the next one.